You're listening to How to Drink Less, and I'm your host, Adriana Cloud. Whether your goal is to cut back, take a break, or say goodbye to alcohol for good, this podcast will help you stop drinking on autopilot, learn how to manage cravings, and feel fully in control around alcohol. It's easier than you think. Listen on to find out how. Hey everyone! Thank you for joining me for episode 50 of How to Drink Less. We've been on quite a journey, haven't we? Today's episode is going to be short and sweet. I want to talk to you about 3 myths about alcohol and to help you separate truth from fiction. There's a lot of misinformation about alcohol floating around, and some of it sounds kind of scientific, which makes it especially convincing. But if you're trying to quit drinking or drink less, or simply to make informed decisions, I want to help you separate marketing myths from actual science. I just want you to be better informed about what you're putting in your body. So let's go. The first myth I want to tackle is that red wine is good for you because it has antioxidants. Now, technically, half of that statement is true. Red wine does contain a substance called resveratrol, which is widely advertised as an antioxidant with anti-aging and anti-inflammatory properties. It's found in the skin of grapes, as well as in cranberries and blueberries and dark chocolate and in peanuts. So far, so good, right? But in order for you to see any therapeutic benefit from resveratrol, you would need to consume 1,000 milligrams per day. And 1 glass of red wine contains roughly 1 or 2 milligrams. Maybe you're already doing this math in your head, but let me help you out. In order for you to experience any benefit from the resveratrol found in red wine, you would need to drink at least 500 glasses of wine per day. Yes, you heard me right, 500 glasses per day. Which I do not recommend, and obviously no one in their right mind is recommending that anyone should attempt that. But nevertheless, the myth persists. Even though it's impossible for you to get any benefit from resveratrol just from drinking wine, because technically the substance is present in red wine, the narrative has taken hold among the general population, and people do not want to let it go. It reminds me a bit of those marketing ploys where you see things labeled as fat-free that have no business containing fat to begin with, like fat-free candy. It sounds kind of healthier, but it's still mostly sugar, right? It's not healthy for you at all. And then there's the myth about red wine being good for your heart. Yes, there have been some studies that seemed to show that people who drank moderate amounts of red wine had lower rates of heart disease. This story was born in the 90s when a TV reporter observed that in France, there were lower incidents of heart disease, even though French people had a high-fat diet. And he proclaimed that it was because French people drank more red wine. That's what's known as the French paradox. But what's important to understand is that these studies were observational. They show association, not causation. The sample of people who were evaluated as part of the study did happen to have better cardiovascular health, and they happened to drink red wine in moderation. But there was zero evidence to suggest that the red wine was the cause for the lower incidence of heart disease. It's like finding a group of brown-haired people who happen to have more heart disease than a group of people with blonde hair and proclaiming that blonde hair is better for your heart. And it's actually even worse than that when it comes to the French paradox studies. The moderate drinkers who took part in the studies were middle class and relatively affluent, and they generally had active lifestyles and healthy diets with lots of vegetables, and they exercised regularly, and they had access to great healthcare. And the control sample of non-drinkers that they were compared to were people who, in many cases, had quit drinking exactly because they already had health problems. And overall, they were of lower socioeconomic status, and they didn't have the same access to healthcare as the wine drinkers. It's like comparing apples and oranges. And in fact, when researchers adjusted for income, exercise, and diet, the supposed heart benefits of moderate drinking vanished completely. And finally, there is a common belief that more expensive alcohol, or things like natural wines or organic wines, don't carry the same health risk as cheap alcohol. This myth lives at the intersection of our current obsession with organic ingredients and luxury marketing, which has people believing that better quality products must also be safer and healthier. Unfortunately, that's not how alcohol works. The health risks of alcohol are driven primarily by ethanol, not by whether the wine is organic or natural or expensive. All alcohol contains ethanol. It's produced during the process of fermentation. And when humans drink ethanol, the body metabolizes that as acetaldehyde, which is a toxic compound and a known carcinogenic. And this is true for a $6 bottle of wine bought from the supermarket, and also for a $300 bottle of wine that's organic and free of sulfates and was handmade by a hot French woman with long hair wearing a flowy dress. Now, I'm not saying that they will taste the same if you drink them. They probably won't. And the quality of alcohol does affect how your body reacts to it, because lower quality alcohol can have more sugar added, other substances added, and the filtration process could be different, and so on. So those are the two things that are different depending on the quality of the alcohol, the taste as you drink it, and how severe of a hangover you get the next day. But as far as the ethanol content of alcohol is concerned, all alcohol is the same. Organic agriculture and more natural fermentation processes and the quantity of sugar in your drink don't change how your body responds to the ethanol. Your liver processes, or rather struggles to process, ethanol the same way. So the verdict is organic expensive alcohol is no less harmful to your health than any other type of alcohol. No alcohol, whether it's organic sulfate-free wine or expensive Japanese whiskey or homemade cider, has any kind of health benefit. And again, I'm not saying that no one should ever touch a drop of alcohol ever again, and this episode is not meant to scare you sober. We all consume all kinds of things, and we all do all kinds of things every day that carry a health risk. And I fully intend to continue doing and consuming some of those things. Everyone can make their own choices. I just want you to be well informed and to make decisions that you feel good about. And if you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend or leave a quick rating or review. It helps more people to find the podcast and get the help they need. And if you're ready to break up with alcohol and delete its number from your phone forever, I can help you. Anyone can teach you how to stop drinking, but with my unique blend of mindset coaching and hypnosis, I can help you to never even want alcohol again. I offer free consultations, so book yours via the link in the show notes, and let's see if we're a good fit to work together. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you next time. If you're looking for practical advice for how to say no to alcohol and say yes to yourself, you will want to get on my email list. Sign up to receive my free guide with 7 steps to kickstart your sobriety. The link is in the show notes, so go and grab it now, and I'll see you soon in your inbox.